8:30 you said, right?
Yeah, I have like a link I think I have to send you. Let me see.
Can you guys give me a mic check real quick?
Hello?
Oh, my bad.
Hello?
Testing 1 2. Testing
Awesome.
1 2.
All right, you guys are good to go. Hold on, sorry. I had to force quit this. Awesome. Okay, so close the door, grab this, and just take 1, 2, 3.
Sweet.
He does the live edits too, right?
He's doing the live edit.
You look doing live edits?
doing live
Okay.
What does that mean?
I'm not tech savvy worth a damn, so I'm just relying on
All
you.
good.
It just means he goes from you to me, like when you're talking.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now what? Damn it, now 2 is all fucked up. Sorry. This is really bothering me. Here, watch out. That's a little better. Okay, cool. Rip it. Sweet. Have fun, you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Okay.
That's what I'm going to look like, right, in the recording? Because that's very red. But that I don't care about that as long as I look like that in the recording.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, that is very red. Right. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes that TV kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
like washes
Oh, I
out
don't-
and, like away.
It's all good. Okay. We're recording.
Yeah, is there anything before we start, anything I should know about like the structure that I should like be prepared for? Or just
I think it's I honestly, I don't do anything complicated. Just the back and forth thing, like when she's talking, that it's on her, and
perfect.
that's it. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Hi, welcome to my podcast. Hey, hi. This is Dakota. Why don't you, welcome. I wanted to tell people first how we know each other.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think back when we first met, and I think it was through Greg.
Yeah. Life's a beach, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In his house when we
Yeah.
were recording the first time. So Greg Stipes, who he did a little
Web
local
series? Yeah.
web series, right? And he just like hit up all his friends, and then we came together at his house, and we did. It ended up becoming a little project, and that's how me and Dakota met.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have you because so the point of the podcast is it's the podcast I wish I had when I was trying to get sober, and it was really lonely, and I just wanted something to listen to, and I was like, what do I want to hear though? Like what? And I needed some perspective, and it felt like AA was aggressively, a certain structure that I wasn't in. I was Cali sober, and I know you're Cali sober. I would still be smoking if I didn't abuse it. So I don't necessarily believe there's one way to recover. And so that's why I have you on, because I've just had people that some are still drinking and they consider themselves in recovery. I'm like, that's good. I mean, listen, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
No, me neither. I would be dead.
No, guaranteed. After like a 3-4 day bender and somewhere
God.
ending up in Berlin somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be in a position where I'm not judging, and I just want people to listen to the different kinds of people out there that are trying to rewire. Yeah. So enough from me. Tell me about you and what. When did you decide to get Cali sober?
So I am from Kentucky originally, and I moved to California in 2017. I moved to Oakland. I had this boyfriend at the time who got a job with Tesla, and I just graduated college. And he was like, "Do you want to move to California with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So we moved to the Bay, and I lived there for 4 years until 2020, like mid-COVID.
Okay.
And then I moved to LA. So during all of that time is where I started drinking a lot.
Oh, girl, me too.
Like
COVID was like,
yeah. I mean, it was even before that, but it was like for me, like in high school, I did the regular going to high school parties and drinking, but like we used to get moonshine and bury it in the
moonshine. My God.
Like, and we would bury it in like the woods, and then we would go get it for another party.
Yeah.
So yeah, typical like drinking, whatever. And then in college, I was drinking like a normal college kid, but I didn't really drink that much, like at work and stuff like that. I'm a bartender. It wasn't until I moved to Oakland when I started drinking a lot. And it started...
What started that in Oakland? Like, what would you think was the trigger for that?
Yeah, I think it was... It started because I was working at this bar, and I loved the bar I worked at. I loved the people I worked at, my owners, everyone was amazing. But there was this... they called it shifties, where you got like a free shot at 5 o'clock. So we would all do a shot. And I remember being like, oh, I don't really drink that much. Like I'm so blah, blah, blah. But as you know, the weeks went on and I was
You're like, why not?
forming relationships with everybody.
You don't want to be like a bummer.
I don't want to be left out.
Yeah.
I want to take shots. So I was taking shots and then like.
Bar culture is hardcore. I know.
Yeah. And like an hour later, we would take another shot. And then another shot. And
It's
then
been a
another
whole
shot.
hour, Dakota. Take another shot.
Yeah, literally. Dude, and then so like I would get off work and then I would go to the bar that was next to my house that my ex-boyfriend also owned. My ex-situationship / boyfriend, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't go home. I would get off work at 9, go drink at that bar, or we would go bar hop at other places in Oakland because the bar community there is like so tight knit. I never had to pay for shit because wait, am I allowed to say shit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wouldn't pay for shit because everyone in the industry knew each other. And you walk into a bar, they're like, "Oh, shot of tequila."
Yeah.
And of course, I like to keep up with the boys, so
Absolutely.
I was constantly like, shot, IPA, there. And then cocaine came into my life.
See, that was my buddy.
That was fine.
I love me
My
some
lover.
Yes, I love of my life, that one.
Oh God, it's a hell of a drug, is what they say. Yeah. But that's when, like, I was living in Oakland. Cocaine got introduced into my life. I had never even thought about cocaine when I lived in Kentucky, Cincinnati. Like, just wasn't a thing, you know.
How did it get introduced? Like someone just brought a bag one day.
Somebody in my life. Was like, you should try this.
Yeah. And you were like, bet.
And I was like, okay.
Just say it just like that? Okay.
It was like during,
Sure.
intercourse.
I'm with you. You were like, I love that she whispered it. It's a microphone.
I don't know. I'm being awkward.
We're so keeping that.
Good. Okay.
During.
But from that moment on, I was hooked.
Yeah.
And it became drinking every night with my bar friends.
Yeah.
And then trying to find where we were going to get cocaine. And that was a vicious cycle. And I was hungover for days at a time. I was sick for days at a time.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see anything wrong with it. I was just like,
Well, you normalize
doing the normal
it.
thing. Exactly.
Yeah, because you do it every day. I mean, this is like, I want you to keep talking. I just meant it's so similar. Literally everything you said was my life in Dublin.
Yeah.
We would bar hop, and after we were done working, there was like a lock-in. They were called lock-ins. Just bars that would stay open for people in the industry.
Exactly.
Yeah. There was blow on the table.
Oh,
everything. Like you were just good to go to 7 a.m. Like it was on.
Oh my God. I
But
know about
continue.
that.
So it was introduced to you, and now you are drinking and doing lines. And it was regular.
I was drinking. I was doing lines, a lot of lines, and
a lot of lines.
and even like with COVID shutdown in 2020, I was living in Oakland. Still at the time, I was still drinking because the bars that like we would go to, even though they were closed, we would still, like, a few of us would go in there and still drink.
Right. Okay.
And, cocaine was still involved. And then also, like, I remember I would always say I wasn't an alcoholic because I didn't drink at home by myself.
I've heard that from many people. Is that the definition?
That's in my head. That's what I thought back in that day. Is like, I was like, I don't have a problem.
Yeah. I don't drink by
myself. I don't drink first thing as soon as I wake up in the morning.
I do.
Well, I mean, like I did sometimes, like with like mimosas and that kind of stuff.
I love
but
that we were just like Bloody Marys or mimosas. Then it's suddenly
exactly.
okay. Yeah,
I loved a good Bloody Mary. But yeah, so I was like, I don't have an issue. I don't have a problem. And then COVID, and I had this bottle of Bullet bourbon. And I remember my friends and I were on House Party one night, which was like an app to like connect with your friends during that time lockdown. And we were all like live, like videoing and like playing games and stuff. And I just started drinking this bottle of bourbon and just
finish it,
blacked out. Stop. That was my issue. Is like with drinking, I would drink. I couldn't control the drinking. Mm-hmm. I'm not one of those kinds of people who can just have a shot and a beer and call it a night, or like one bump of Coke and call it a night. It's I have such an addictive personality, and that comes through in a lot of things. It manifests in a lot of things, and especially with alcohol and drugs. That also runs in my family. So like hardcore.
Got it.
Yeah. So me having the addictive personality, it's like one shot turns into 4 shots, turns into 10 beers, turns into an entire bag of cocaine.
Yeah.
So sorry,
turns into Vegas.
Did like a little side quest there, but so when I moved to LA,
what year? I'm trying to remember year.
2020.
Yeah.
Let me take a drink of water. Sorry.
Yeah. Go on. Take your time.
I moved to LA during 2020, during the thick of COVID. I just had this like kind of mental breakdown of sorts on Instagram. I was like on my stories.
Can we
like,
find the, I'm just kidding. Well, was it bad?
No, it was just me crying. I was just I used to be like way more active, I think, on my stories, like a lot more active. I've kind of like, I guess, changed a little bit in that way. But I was just like, I was on my story and I was just like feeling so low and so down. And I think it was because like the guy that I was dating, he had this thing where he would just not text me back for days, you know?
Nice. Charming.
And and as much as like, and it activated, my nervous system, and me being like, why isn't he texting me back? Like, what's going on? Yeah. So it was one of those times where he like went out of town and just didn't text me and tell me where he was going, which you don't have to tell me where you're going, but like,
you could like communicate.
If you're going out in the woods for 4 days, just fucking tell me.
Yeah.
So I was spiraling, and I was just like at home, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna move to LA.
And you moved to LA.
And I moved to LA 2 weeks later, like literally 2 weeks later. And this girl that I worked with at the time, she saw my Instagram story, and she was like, I want to move too. She was in a bad situation with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she was like, let's go. And then her friend also was like, let's go. So the 3 of us literally moved in like 2 weeks.
That feels kind of meant to be.
It was
a little bit.
It was, and I was living in North Hollywood at the time, and I just remember during that time, because lockdown, a lot of things weren't open still, so I was going to a lot of these weird mansion parties.
Sure.
That it's like so not me now. Like I would never go to these things now.
Yeah, but it was like so isolated at the time, and you were like, I need a connection. I need to
and it was also
socialize.
Just new. Yeah. And like shiny, and I'm like, I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna go to these parties.
What a time
where
for you to
like,
move, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna go to these parties where all these like TikTokers and influencers and like famous people are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, and so I would go to these things, and I would just get like fucked up.
Yeah.
And not remember anything, of course. Not remembering what happened to me, many times, and it was just very, very messy. And then I also, during 2021, I started OnlyFans.
Okay.
And I was doing OnlyFans to make money, and I was making really good money.
I bet you were, Dakota.
But I
watch everyone look. She doesn't. I don't think she has it anymore.
No, it's gone.
It's gone. Sorry to disappoint you guys.
I also did not do porn. It was very like Playboy tasteful, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. But
literally none of that I think is a negative thing, whichever it was. So I bet you made hella money.
But I was doing that, and I was a part of this agency with these girls at this the guy who ran the agency lived in the Hollywood Hills and had this like giant mansion, and his girlfriend is this famous Instagram model, and a lot of the girls that were in the agency are very famous Instagram models and just like models in general, who were doing OnlyFans. And I was kind of like this like girl that these girls have millions and millions of followers, and I was just like, but they wanted me. They wanted me. So I would go to these parties, but the thing was they would just keep pushing alcohol on us to loosen us up to take content. And I was just getting so fucked up at these parties. I probably went to like 2 or 3.
Do you remember what you were thinking? I mean, sometimes I think back in these situations where I was just actively daily drinking, and do you remember your thought process when you were just like, you're obviously hungover, you're in these mansions, and you're around people maybe that aren't necessarily as you express, you didn't always know what had happened to you. do you remember at all thinking I shouldn't be here, or it was that did that thought ever happen? Do you remember thinking that at all, that you can clock, or not? If you don't, you don't. I'm just curious.
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I think I was like
What was
so lost in the sauce and just had like, you know, like my eyes were so wide. Like, wow, I'm hanging out with this girl. I'm like, I'm making XYZ amount of money.
Yeah.
I'm doing.
That was the focus.
I guess like I lost myself is like the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
And there was some really, 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 really dark times during that time. I'm not going to go like totally into it, but like there was like a moment that had to do with an OnlyFans thing that I blacked out, and then like the next day, like I realized what had happened, and I like was like suicidal.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to die.
Yeah.
And it was really, really weird. It was like the
So
first
you were
time I was
vacant
like,
from yourself that you just didn't realize.
wait, what?
You were so vacant from yourself that you didn't realize what had happened.
Yeah, and that was like all the time. I was constantly blacking out. Was doing things that like I normally wouldn't do. I didn't know who I was, and honestly, I don't think I loved myself very much at that time. Even though like at that time I probably was like, I love myself, woman power.
You'll say what sounds good.
Yeah, but
yeah.
It wasn't like genuine.
No, it wasn't in practice. It was just, this is what sounds good. Do you think that they clock this in women and take advantage of that not being quite centered in yourself, and you're new in town, you've just come out of a negative situation with this person that you're probably still upset emotionally, and it's COVID, so it's like unprecedented times, and you don't know what's going on, so you want to connect with people. So do you think everybody was in that kind of mental space as you, or do you think there were people that are actively preying on people like yourself that at the time wasn't entirely sure where you were going?
I don't know, but I would say maybe yes. Like I can't say that for sure, but I would say probably yes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like these people didn't really care about me. Like there was a night where I left one of these parties, and I remember like kind of like being on the couch, and I was like one of the last girls there, and like seeing like my manager and like this girl, and then nothing. I have no recollection. I woke up in the morning in my bed.
Yeah.
Didn't know how I got home.
Yeah.
I go into my kitchen. There's a DiGiorno frozen pizza torn open and a receipt from 7-Eleven at like 4:15 a.m.
So you went to 7-Eleven, obviously.
I drove, and they let me. So that's why I'm saying they didn't care about me. They let me drive from Hollywood Hills all the way back. I was living in like Palms, Culver City at the time. And I drove.
Somehow.
I could have killed myself
or
someone else.
Somebody else. Wow.
And I was doing that often, like driving drunk.
Okay. So to me, it's interesting when I hear people talk about functioning when they're that fucked up, because I have an allergy to alcohol. So even though I used to get wasted, I used to drink a lot at home because of the fact that I would get violently sick fairly quickly, and I can't function after a blackout. Like, it's called Asian blush, I think, or Asian flush, and it's just when you're low on enzymes that break down alcohol. So I start having an extreme reaction very quickly. There is no functioning for me after a certain level. Like, there's no blackout, there's passing out.
Yeah.
And that's it. So when people tell me these stories, it's I'm not obviously that I'm entertained. I'm just fascinated. I'm like, so the body just like keeps going.
See, that's why it's so scary, because I remember like some people would say I was super sloppy at times, and then some people would be like, I would have never known you were blacked out.
That I hear. I hear that a lot with me, that you were drunk. I was like, I was wasted.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
But sorry, this is like a long story.
No,
but I'm getting to the point of the question that you asked.
Honestly, this is why it's not a very structured podcast for that reason. Like, I just want people to hear from people like you. Yeah. This is people who are listening to you.
Yeah.
So talk away.
True.
You're not boring anybody. I'm intrigued. I'm locked in.
Okay, so all of that happened. I guess I'll just jump to
You don't have to.
Well, I don't.
You want to?
I can't really think of anything else that happened in between this. I think
you've established that it was very chaotic.
That's the past. So like that's all that was happening.
Came from.
Yeah. So it was lots of drinking, lots of cocaine, not loving myself. terrible mental health, but did not
Sure.
know at the time what it
Well,
was.
I mean, you're drunk. It's like, and
Exactly.
I don't mean to say that. I would say that for myself too.
It's
I was
true.
like,
It's like, oh, I'm
too
sad.
fucked up to check in.
I'm gonna go drink
Yes,
if I'm sad
immediately.
So
immediately,
I never clocked that I had mental illness.
yeah, that you're like suffering mentally. You're like, where?
Literally, yeah. So I was in Oakland. I went to go visit my ex because we were still, seeing each other back and forth, like whatever. I went to Oakland. We went to a party one night in San Francisco, and to see some DJs that we knew. And I remember him telling me, "Don't take any shots tonight." Because like that's what he would say. He would always kind of be like, "You need to slow down. Like it's too much. Like no shots."
Okay.
And I remember being like, "Okay." And he went to the bathroom, and I went to
take some fucking.
I went to the bar, and I just started taking shots, like 2 in a row of tequila.
Yeah.
And beyond that, I don't remember anything else other than like walking downstairs, kind of weird because I think I did a bunch of ketamine. And I don't even like ketamine, but I guess I did it that night.
Yeah.
And the next morning I woke up and my ex was just like the first thing he said to me when I opened my eyes, he was like, "I don't know who you are anymore." And that like was a gut punch.
With like air disappointment.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like disappointment. It wasn't like it was like disappointment, I guess.
disgust.
A little bit. And I just remember him saying that, and he was just like, "I've tried to help you." And he's like, "But it's to the point where like your actions are affecting my life, and the people around me and my business. And it's, I can't have that like in my life." And he was like, "I've tried really hard with you, like putting up with it." And like, he's like, "But I cannot," he said verbatim, "I cannot support this version of you anymore."
Well, damn.
And I was like, shit.
What do you even say? Yeah.
I said to him, I said, "I won't drink anymore."
Did you mean it?
Well, he was like, if I remember correctly, he said, "Actions speak louder than words." And I never drank again.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That was the moment. It was kind of like an intervention.
That was your rock bottom, I guess. That's what they would say.
I would.
You've had worse bottoms, but that was. You were like, wait, I could think of a few more.
I had several. Like that's what people ask me like a lot. Like when they find out I'm sober, they're like, "What was your rock bottom?" I'm like, it was a series of rock bottoms.
I believe you. That's so
and I haven't
real.
even talked about those. I haven't even talked about those yet.
You can. No, but like I love that you said that because it's the same thing with me. It's not like, oh, I ended up in the hospital and then I was done. Like it's it was more of the humiliation of what I was like turning into that just dawned on me one day, and I was like, that was my rock bottom.
Yeah,
because I was just so humiliated and embarrassed by myself and like disgusted by myself.
Exactly.
You can totally bring up the other rock if you'd like.
I'm gonna pivot back. Okay, so I think him telling me all of this and me deciding to quit drinking, I think I was in the right place and right state of mind to decide to give up. If this had all happened like a year before, I probably would have just kept drinking.
Right.
I don't think I was ready yet. I mean, I had been, when I look at journals from 2000.
Oh, you kept a journal.
So every now and then.
Journal.
Yeah. I have like 2 journals filled with like, sporadic dates of like things that happen. And
Okay.
It's not every day. It's like maybe like whatever. But in my journal, when I look back in 2019, I'm like, do I have a drinking problem? Should I slow down? Should I quit drinking? So it was like in my head. My parents would even, like, especially my mom, she would be like, "Why are you so sick today?" And I'd be like, I just don't feel good.
Allergies, mother.
Yeah. And she's like, "You're hungover." And my mom's in Kentucky. And, I'm out here. And so she's worried about me. And she would bring it up quite often, be like, "I think you're drinking too much." I'm like, "No." But it was these little seeds that were planted.
That's relatable to me too. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think
which could be relevant for people that listen. Like that could be happening in your life, and you might not be fully aware of or ready, but there might be some seeds
there are
being
at least
planted.
Seeds.
Yeah,
and those seeds took from 2019 till when was 4 years ago.
What year was it? 2021.
to 2021.
Yeah,
it took me
yeah.
3 years to like really decide to stop, even though I
Same
had
with
people in
me.
my life, my ex, my parents, telling me that there was issues and I, was being met, like whatever. But it didn't dawn on me until that little intervention that morning at his apartment. Where
But was it an intervention, or he just like he just was like, fuck, I can't do this?
I don't know if it was an intervention. I mean, to me, it kind of was, but to me, as much as we went through together, in the grand scheme of things, I think it was honestly like the ultimate act of love.
He was breaking up with you in that moment? No, he was saying, I've done my best. You need help?
Yeah.
Got it. And then that just
And he had been saying that for a while, but it wasn't until
that was my next question. Had he been asking for that for a while?
Yeah.
And he had expressed that with you?
He'd been telling me like no shots or calm down on drinking, like it's not good for you. And he still stayed with me even though I was like absolutely crazy. I was a wild woman, and I'm sorry that I caused him probably a lot of pain. But he caused me a lot of pain. Whatever. But that's besides the point.
So it goes, yeah.
But yeah, so
this is really good, by the way. Like, as much as you're wanting to share, I think this is so helpful for people to hear, because it's kind of how it goes sometimes. It takes a long time sometimes, and there's deceptive behavior, there's lying to oneself and others. Like, there's so much not intentional. It's just like where your brain is at, because you're addicted.
Yeah.
So thank you for the transparency, and whatever you don't want to share, you don't have to. But thank you so far. It's been really good. So keep going. Yeah. So he said, "Well, this is it," or you need to stop, and then that's what clicked with you.
I decided in that moment. I was like, and I know this sounds so cliche, but it's like my favorite saying. It's like I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, dude. Yes. That's so real. Same.
I always think of that.
Same.
Like,
but it's such a true statement, and that it does sound silly until you feel it. You're like, oh.
Yeah. Like being able to like have a day where you're not sick all day. It's like, oh, is this what superpowers are like?
I didn't even, right. No, for real. I didn't even realize how good. Well, it took a while for me to feel good after I quit everything. So I should pivot to that, because you're Cali, so you still smoke weed. How do you not abuse it? I guess it's my question, because you just explained how very addictive your personality is.
It's weird. Like for me, like using cannabis, it's like I've never been the person who has to like wake up, smoke all day to function. It's just not my thing. Like I know myself, and I know like if I were to wake up and smoke, I'm not going to do shit for the next hours. I'm just going to be like chilling, like listening to music.
How does that stop you? And please don't take this as interrogation. I want us to be able to answer the questions that they might have, to see what suits people for Cali sobriety. So my question is somebody who definitely couldn't. Like it started off with me going, well, I'm just going to be Cali sober because I generally don't have a problem with weed. I think it's just fine. But it's like it turned into me smoking every second of the day. So obviously this switch had, flipped there too. So you just explained very well that it wasn't going to be just one shot, it would be 10. What part of your brain is like, what do you think is going on with just the weed? How are you not abusing it? And if someone's thinking, okay, well, let me switch over to Cali sobriety, is this for me? I can't answer that, because I don't have that. Same thing. I had somebody called Paige Phillips. She's amazing. And she says every now and then she still drinks, and she was a heavy meth addict. And so, I mean, she's impressive. She's very accomplished. I believe her. I do. I'm like, she's like, I am recovered. Amazing. I have control over my brain. And I was like, God bless. I couldn't do it. So how are you doing it? Especially with somebody that has such an addictive personality.
I've never really thought about that. It's like the one thing I have never really like been addicted to. I mean, like,
it just doesn't do it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I smoke nightly because it's like it helps me like chill and like go to sleep. It helps me sleep, and I like to get a little introspective, and it also like for me like it goes really well with music. I'm more creative, and
you're a
like,
DJ.
I'm
we
a
never
DJ.
said that. I said
Yeah, I'm a DJ.
Introducing Dakota, the DJ.
Hey. But I love to smoke like when I'm playing music at home. It like kind of unlocks some like more creative stuff for me. So I guess like because I use it maybe more medicinally and creatively, it for me that helps.
Yeah.
But I don't like smoking all day. It's so
Very
I guess it's like a matter of like I don't like feeling like that all day.
Right.
You know, if I have a day off, I'm at the beach laying out.
Yeah.
I'll smoke a joint.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
But I know myself if I have things to do, like errands or drive.
Yeah.
For me, I can't drive smoke.
Right.
So I just know myself.
But you drank and you smoked anyway. I'm sorry, you drank and you
I
drove.
But I can't
anyway.
smoke when I
That's so interesting.
drive.
It just doesn't activate that
get
part
too
of your brain,
paranoid,
I guess.
like anxiety maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, but it definitely doesn't seem to activate that part of the brain that just goes haywire.
It's so weird.
So it has to be an individual thing for sure. So fascinating. Okay, continue. So you've been Cali sober for how long?
Actually, July. Okay, let's actually like look.
Did
at
you
the real
celebrate a date
because-
recently?
No, it's coming up.
Oh, it's coming up.
So I still have my I Am Sober app, but I literally don't look at it because it's been kind of so long.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped taking track.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Let's see here. So, July 15th, 2021. So July 15th is my 4 years.
That's coming up.
It's crazy.
How does that feel?
It feels just like a normal day, honestly. Like I
At
said,
this point, it's your normal.
yeah, like when I was like, I remember I was like posting like 30 days sober on my Instagram,
Well,
and like
it
that
feels
was
good then.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. It felt really good, and like I needed to, I think, share on social media my journey to be held accountable.
Same. I can't believe you said that.
Yeah.
I was talking about it right and left because I was like, I want everyone to hold me accountable in case I can't.
I need. Yeah, it's just like I needed that public like.
Oh, so relatable.
Eye. And so I was posting
public
like,
eye. Yeah.
public eye. So yeah, I was like posting like, oh, I'm 30 days or I'm 60 days or I'm like 9 months, I'm a year. And then it was kind of after like 2.5 years is kind of when I stopped doing that because it was like, okay, everyone knows I'm sober.
I don't need to talk about it anymore.
No, I mean, I'm still like, I know I'll post like a story and be like 4 years sober.
Yeah.
There's this girl, side note, there's this girl I follow on Instagram. She's amazing. Shout out to Mimi. I've been following her for years and years, and she's like 46, something like that. The most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. Like,
I need to
hot.
follow. Yeah.
And she hasn't drank in 8 years.
Goat.
And so anytime I see her, like the other, like, I don't know, a few months ago, she posted on her story, she's like, oh, just realized it's my, you know, like whatever,
like 20, a large number. You're like
28th year sober, and I always reply to her. I'm always like, "You're so fucking cool."
Yeah,
and I'm always like, "I'm gonna look just like you when I grow up."
Yeah,
because she's so sexy,
and I bet that means a lot to her, though. And, you know, just she probably has all those stories you just described too, and that I have too. So it's like it's so cool when people are like, "You're awesome."
Yeah, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
But going back to when I got sober. So a little bit about that journey, I guess. Is that okay to start talking about?
Yeah, no.
Do we have time?
We have about 10 minutes, and we can definitely talk about that. Talk about whatever you feel you would have wanted to hear is kind of how I put it. What would you have wanted to hear? If you're Dakota, right around the time you've stopped drinking, or you just had this moment and someone's like, I can't do this with you anymore. So imagine that's who's listening. What would you want to say that would be helpful to her? I know, sorry.
That's a loaded question.
I know.
Think what would help me is exactly what we're doing right now, is just talking about it and hearing stories and hearing other versions of people's journeys that don't involve just the poster child for being an alcoholic.
Yeah,
which is,
thank you.
Like I said,
that gave me so much anxiety because I was like, that seems so perfect. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, oh, like I remember being like, oh, like it's I can't even call myself an alcoholic. You know, like I was almost like I don't know the word for it. It was just, yeah. Anyways, I digress. But at that time, my friend Lindsay, she's my bar manager. I'm still a bartender. I bartend twice a week as well at Bigfoot West in Culver City. And my bar manager, Lindsay, had been sober for about 2 years.
Okay.
And she was a huge help with me. Like, so I didn't go to AA.
Okay.
I had a really good support system with, like, my parents were really supportive.
Amazing.
And my mom, my dad, my sister.
And they'd already suggested that it may be an issue, the drinking anyway.
Yeah.
And so they were probably really happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And
When
like
you
I
started
said, like, drugs and alcoholism runs deep in my family. And
Right.
like me and my sister are probably the only ones in our family on both sides that have not been like in jail or like on
Right.
heroin or meth, or, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was, yeah. So they were really happy that I chose to get sober. So they were really supportive. Lindsay was really supportive. Lindsay sent me a podcast at the time that I
Yes,
listened
what's
to
the
every day.
podcast? Tell me.
Recovery Elevator.
Recovery Elevator?
Yeah, Recovery Elevator. So it's
Let me
kind
check
of
that out.
kind of the same in the sense that all the guests are people from different walks of life who've been sober for different amounts of times. Like sometimes you'd listen to a podcast of someone who had been sober for 30 years. Sometimes you listen to a podcast where someone had been sober for 3 days. And
That's good.
yeah, and I just was like,
Different perspectives.
this is amazing. And
Yeah.
like people would talk about like different ways of how the alcoholism manifested in their lives. And I learned, oh, wait, so not being able to control your drinking is a form of alcoholism. Like I just did not really realize it, So like hearing these
Yeah.
stories of people, I'm going to take a drink of water.
Go for it.
I listen to it every day.
That's awesome.
For probably months, every single day as I'm getting ready for work or getting ready to go out. Mm-hmm. I was constantly listening to these podcasts. And
What about the circle that you had? Like, did you cut people off? Because I isolated for a year.
I isolated for a while.
did? Okay.
Yeah. So like I'm a DJ. At that time, I hadn't really started DJing out yet. I was just going to parties, and I was getting my foot in the door of like starting to work for parties, and but I was going out and drinking all night, doing coke all night with my friends, for days, benders as they call it. Which
Right.
to each their own. I'm not gonna. That's
not
your
for you.
path. It's just it wasn't for me. I realized that now looking back with like the success that I've had in the especially in this past year.
Yeah.
And
you're killing it. You look
position-
amazing. I watch your stories all the time.
Thank you.
Like I love. Yeah.
But yeah, with like DJing and like managing Midnight Lovers, like I would never be able to do those things if I was still doing what I was doing.
Yeah, because it quite literally gets in
Yeah.
the way, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
you're
like,
either out or you're recovering.
Yeah. And like my boss from Midnight Lovers, like when he asked me to start managing the events, which is a big
feel?
deal.
Yeah.
He even said, he's like, I need someone who's like you, who's sober,
Who's reliable.
who can like manage any situation and be sharp. Like he
that
said the word
feel?
sharp, and I was like,
Didn't that feel great?
It did. I was
to
like-
have someone be like, you
damn.
trust me?
yeah, you trust me with your party
Yeah.
and your artists.
Yeah.
And so that was
That's
really,
such
I
a
wouldn't be
big
doing
deal.
that if I was still drinking. I wouldn't be
Oh,
able to
you for
take
sure
artists to the
wouldn't.
airport
Yeah.
or take them back to the hotel after the
Yeah.
party, or someone's doing something crazy at the party. It's just like there's so many things that I wouldn't be able to do if I was still drinking. And the people that were in my circle at that time, definitely a lot of people were weirded out by it for a little bit.
Why were they weirded out? I know why.
So there was like
but-
one instance where I remember
Yes,
I
tell
was
me.
at a party and I was talking to this guy and he's being really awkward, and I remember him being like, so I'm like really high on coke right now, and I know that
self-conscious?
you don't do coke anymore, and this is kind of weird, so I'm gonna go. Like literally said that, and I just remember being like, what?
You're like, okay.
You can't talk to me because I'm not on cocaine? Okay, I guess that makes sense because we're not, talking in circles about our business plan we're going to come up with,
Yeah. No, for sure. I've had those incidents where like, oh, you're not going to drink. I was like, no, but you can drink.
Yeah.
So
it was
Don't
weird.
mind.
It was weird for a while. Now it doesn't matter because everyone knows I don't drink, and so
Yeah.
it's not even a thing.
Right. Oh,
No one bats an eye.
it's your normal now.
It's my normal
not like you're
now,
not
so-
introducing it to
No.
people.
And no one.
Good
No
point.
one
We should
cares.
talk about that for a second. Yeah, if you're weirded out about introducing it to your circle.
Yeah.
I mean, I isolated. So then when I came back into society, I'd already posted about it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I think kind of like
People
you.
were like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I really was like, hey, does anyone want to go? I'm going on Sunday. Does anyone want to go to a meeting with me? So, honestly, you'll probably counter that. I don't know what to say to like not. There's no preventing that. People are going to get weirded out, especially if you were kind of fucking wild before.
I mean, I don't know.
You know?
You just have to like stand firm and like know that you, I guess like you have to have a strong sense of, I think at that time, like a strong sense of self-love.
And they don't have to
and a
understand.
powerful
Absolutely.
mind.
And they don't have to understand.
Yeah, and they don't have
by
to
the
understand.
way. Like, one drink won't hurt. Not you, maybe. But
they don't have to understand.
I don't have to test the theory again is kind of my thing.
Yeah.
I'm well past that now where like it's not even a conversation. But like in the beginning where I felt like I had to convey why I'm scared of just the drink. And I was like, I don't actually have to explain it. I remember being on a bathroom floor. I remember vomiting all night. I don't have to.
I remember sleepwalking into someone else's house and almost getting shot. That was one of my rock bottoms.
Stop. Okay, let's share some wild stories. In Ireland, when I was living in Dublin, I went to the wrong, I was staying with a family. It was a friend's family. I went to the wrong garden and went to the bathroom there in their garden. That was great. They looked out and I was like, I'm so sorry. But it's like Ireland. There, everyone gets fucked up. And it's so normal that they were like, oh, poor girl. Poor baby. I was like, shit. Yeah, they don't have to understand. And I feel so comfortable with that, you know, when I don't have to do that to be social with you. And if that's where it's at, I don't mind removing myself. But I'm also really comfortable being alone.
Yeah, same.
So
I like my solitude. But I also like, I mean, honestly, and I don't think we really have enough time to dive into all of this. Maybe part 2 for another time.
I would love to. We'll definitely do a part 2.
I learned that I had really bad social anxiety. Yeah.
Me too.
Like really bad.
Yeah, I talked about it.
And
in
it
the
honestly
last
wasn't
episode.
really resolved.
But you didn't know until you were sober, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly what I said
and
too.
people would never think, like, people are like, oh, she's so outgoing. Even like when I was
Oh my
sober,
God.
I mean, these past 4 years, like, no one would probably think I deal with crippling social anxiety.
I literally said the same thing
recently, where I got on the right medications and now I feel normal and I can actually function. But yeah, so drinking, like people are always like, oh, I bet stopping drinking makes everything better. And I'm like, no, because you have to deal with your shit head on. You have to look at yourself and like
so real.
really like. I
didn't have a pink cloud. No. I love that you said that. If you watch the other episodes, you'll hear me saying the same thing. I didn't know I had such extreme social anxiety. For me, getting sober was anything but pleasant. Especially when I found quitting weed was much more punishing than coke somehow. Like I was violently sick for 10 days, but then the anxiety and just being aware of how much time I'd lost to behaving this way. It was horrible for me to get sober. So I'm not that person, and it sounds like you weren't either.
No,
where I was like,
it's not for the faint of heart. No, like I look back and I'm like, I'm glad I'm sober. I'm glad I did it. And there's so many amazing things that came out of it. But for the psyche, it's like you don't have anything to I guess
the reboot is violent, darling.
Yeah, you have nothing to run to. You have to run to yourself, and that's the hardest fucking thing.
And you don't even like yourself at that point, and you're like, God damn, this is rough in here. It was, and it is still at times rough. Like I'm still dealing with forgiving myself for all the time I wasted. It's terrible, actually, the anxiety about that. But like, I would probably be dead. So there's that.
I think just like being gentle with yourself is so important. And like I have also trying to be, or have been, I think that's been my journey the past 4 years. And I feel like I'm finally like, honestly, just now in like a place where I've landed.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
How nice. Yeah. That is actually kind of an awesome note to end this on. You will land eventually. Listen to a bunch of podcasts.
Of people who are sober.
Work out and just be prepared for a volatile rewiring process.
Just take care of your mental health. You have to reset your nervous system. It's like that's a whole journey in itself.
Oh, word. Yes. 100%. This was so much fun. I do want to do a part 2 because you have stories.
I have a lot more to say.
You have stories.
I have so much more to say. I didn't really think I was going to start flowing like this.
No, but I found that it's better that way without the specific questions and people just kind of speak from the heart. And I was like, this is great. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will have you back if you'll be back.
Yeah,
and we'll talk some more.
Yeah, I would love that.
And please come to my Swedish treat next week. Oh, no, you
I'm
can't. You're
DJing,
DJing.
yeah.
She's DJing because she has a career because now she's sober. I'm just kidding. That's it for this round.
Aw.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is awesome. Good. This was great.
That was great.
Yeah. It wasn't even that bad.
Oh, that was fun.
No, it was great.
I feel like I was a little all over the place, but
No, it's your
I think it tied in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like whatever comes out